So the first thing I want to talk about, just to kind of introduce this subject, is something that I consider a lot, and that is how blended together information and entertainment have become. We used to live in a world, at least as far as I understand, where news was pretty separate from the idea of entertainment, at least in the way we think of it as you just throw something on because you want to hear it happen or because you like the person. But especially through my younger years on YouTube, where a lot of people went from being just entertainers to entertainers who wanted to be news sources, and how that grew, and then how independent journalism spread in the era of the internet. It's created a world where I think a lot of those lines are blended. And I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. I do think it makes a lot of information much more accessible. But I think it's a problematic thing to forget about, because it's very easy to think of your entertainment as something you do to enjoy yourself. And that is often going to be at odds with going outside of your comfort zone, with considering new perspectives, especially perspectives that might seem extremely difficult. A lot of times, I think we have to remember that entertainment, it's okay to kind of stay in our comfort zone. But the second that it becomes information, the second we're treating it as news, that can't be our only source. I remember growing up, I really liked The Daily Show and The Colbert Report. Those were very fun shows, in my opinion, that I got a lot out of. But I also very readily treated them as the one and only news source, because they were the only news source I wanted to watch, so they were the only news source I did. This got worse as YouTube got bigger, and it's taken a while to recognize that there's a careful balance here, that I do enjoy discussions on difficult matters, and to even a degree being challenged, so I don't always have to make sure what I enjoy is pushing the boundaries, but we do have to make sure we are consistently pushing our intake of media from an information sense to include new perspectives and ideas. And I think that's difficult because it's a very brand new idea. It's something that hasn't really been true in much of the past. But now it is more true than ever. There's so many people who get their news from that one YouTuber they like, or that one podcaster they like, because they like their personality, or they followed their career beforehand. And this stuff is all, in my opinion, good if we remember that when we are treating an entertainer as a news source, we need to be holding ourselves to higher standards when it comes to what news we're taking in. So this is just the beginning in a bunch of discussions about media, and I think the power of it and how we have to interact with it. Moving forward, I think we have to be very conscious about not just the media we consume, but the types of media we choose to consume, how much time we choose to spend on news or entertainment, and how we deal with the gray areas between those. In my opinion, these gray areas in media are only going to continue to grow. Media is only getting more complex, more interesting, able to do more things as technology expands. These gray areas are not going anywhere. So let's make sure when we think about our media, our information and our entertainment, we're doing it with a critical eye, and we're doing it in a way that helps us grow as activists and as people, while still enjoying some media every now and then. Thank you so much.